Diva, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 ways in which men and women bond differently in dating. This is going to be so juicy, and I'm going to be revealing the most surprising bonding difference between men and women in the end of this video, so you want to make sure you're watching right till the end. Do you find it confusing to date men who give you all the nice words about how amazing you are, then go on to ghost you and fizzle out on you? Do you sometimes wonder why men pursue sex so hard, and then the minute you give in and you actually sleep with him, he starts to lose interest? Isn't it crazy and annoying? Why will a man be in a relationship with a woman for years and still not propose to her, but then he will break up with her and find another woman and go on to make her his wife within 3 months? Are men crazy? Well, let's solve this mystery for you. Men are not crazy, neither are women, but men and women are very different when it comes to bonding in dating and romantic relationships. And for years before I knew this information, I too was thinking like you, feeling frustrated by men, feeling confused by men, wondering why is it that men are, so unpredictable in dating. So let's remove that confusion and doubt for you and dive right into 3 ways men and women bond differently in dating. Number 1, men bond through actions, women bond through words. So let's look at my client Sophia's story. She's a gorgeous woman doing my Leap into Love program, and she shared with us in the Facebook community how, when a man starts to shower her with a lot of compliments and words, that actually bonds her, and she starts to feel this potential in a man, this potential in a relationship, like maybe I've met the one, maybe this is the final date I'm going on and I don't have to go on any more first dates. This is really working. He really likes me. He really wants something serious with me. And when she falls for these words, the hormone starts flowing and she starts to feel excited about the guy. She over invests in him, and she forgets that for men, words are easy. When a man comes in the presence of a beautiful, gorgeous woman like you, he is going to be showering you with all the compliments, but that does not mean he is bonding with you. That does not mean he's thinking about the future with you. That definitely does not mean he thinks that he has met the one and you are his wife. Of course, in some cases it may be true, but there is just no way to know that a man is thinking about the future on the first few dates. And just the presence of compliments from a man does not mean he is bonding with you. So how do men bond? Men bond over multiple interactions over time. So men bond through action and through multiple interactions over time. Women have said that when they met their guy, he was giving them all the compliments, and then the guy said, I knew she was the one. The men, even when they confirmed that, I can tell you as an expert doing this for nearly a decade, it only became clear to these men that this was their wife after multiple interactions and going on multiple dates over a period of time. So even though a man might feel a strong connection with you in the first date or so, he's not thinking about you as wife material then. So men bond through action and through giving to you over multiple interactions over a period of time, whereas women bond through words. And this can be so dangerous because you literally fall for words, right? And you start getting over invested and you start projecting into the future only to have your heart broken and be disappointed by him just a few dates down the line or a few months down the line. So the lesson to learn from this bonding difference between men and women is to take men's words with a pinch of salt and not take them too seriously. Like, you can always enjoy the words, you can enjoy the compliments, but don't let those words get to your head and don't start imagining a future with him. Remember, words are not a sufficient condition. He needs to do work for you. He needs to make effort for you. He needs to do action for you. And he needs to do that over multiple interactions over a period of time in order for him to bond to you. So that is the number 1 bonding difference between men and women, and how men and women bond differently in dating. Now, bonding difference number 2 between men and women and how men and women bond differently is through sex. You see, most women I know, I can't speak for every woman, but most women I know bond when they sleep with a man. because literally the act of sleeping with a man releases the very powerful oxytocin hormone, which then bonds you with the man that you're sleeping with. However, men do not bond through sex. Now, this is crazy information to learn and so empowering for you, because just because you sleep with a man or just because a man sleeps with you does not in any way mean that he is thinking about you as his girlfriend, thinking about you as his wife, thinking about a future with you. It just literally means he finds you physically attractive and he feels like you're an adult who is consenting to sleeping with him, and so he is going to sleep with you. I know so many of my amazing clients, especially the women doing Leap into Love program, feel, number one, the pressure to sleep with a man quickly in dating, because somehow they have this limiting belief and understanding that if you sleep with a man in early dating, you can lock him down and he's going to fall in love with you faster. And nothing could be further from the truth. Of course, do men enjoy sex? Of course, men enjoy sex. Do you enjoy sex? Of course, you enjoy sex. But does it lead to the formation of the kind of relationship, bonded, meaningful, loyal relationship you're looking for? Absolutely not. You know, sex is not how men bond. Sex for men is more like a sport you play. You really enjoy playing tennis in the moment. You have a great partner to play tennis with, and then when it's done, you say, nice game, you put it away, and you move on to more meaningful things. This is how men approach sex, especially in early dating. So it's so powerful to remember that even though you may be bonding through sex, he's not bonding through sex. And this will explain why my clients often face so much heartbreak and confusion in dating when they sleep quickly with a man. So for example, in Sophia's case, she's a gorgeous, attractive woman, and she would usually sleep with a man she finds hot on date 2, date 3. Then she would wonder, am I in a relationship with him? Does he, are we going to become exclusive? Is this, my soulmate? And then she was heartbroken when they would disappear. And so this was one of the biggest habits she had to turn around, and learning about how men and women bond differently in dating made the biggest difference in her dating journey, because she understood that she was the one getting invested when she was sleeping with a guy, whereas the men were not. And so she learned that men actually bond through emotional attraction. The presence of sex is not an impediment to the building of emotional attraction in a man. The presence of sex is not something that will stop him from bonding. But what I'm trying to explain you here is that sex itself will not make him bond. It is emotional attraction that is going to make him bond. It is him feeling feelings for you and with you that is going to make him bond. And of course, we can always talk about this topic in more detail inside Leap into Love, where I show you, how to be not just the woman who he is interested in because she's hot, but who he is interested in because of what she brings to the table. So that was difference number 2 in how men and women bond differently in dating. Men do not bond through sex, they bond through emotional attraction, whereas women are far more susceptible and likely to bond through sex. Now, are you ready for the most surprising bonding difference between men and women? And this was a game changer personally for me. For those of you who know my story by now, I'll speak about this in just a few minutes. But this was a game changer. This changed my life. And here is the bonding difference in how men and women bond differently in dating. When a woman becomes exclusive with a man, she thinks this is the one, this is the relationship, this is going to lead to marriage and proposal and the forever commitment. Whereas a man is literally not thinking like this. A man is thinking a relationship is a relationship, a girlfriend is a girlfriend. We can see if this goes to wife. Otherwise, I can always break up and break off, if it doesn't go there. So what we are looking at is the major bonding difference between men and women, where a woman like you, when you say yes to being exclusive with a man, you are literally thinking forever and wife and marriage and proposal. And he is thinking, test driving, right? He's thinking, let me see if this person is really going to be my wife or not. And this is why women get so shocked and so surprised when a man will, be in a relationship with them for 5 years, 6 years, 9 years, 11 years. I've had clients who've been in committed relationships for 9 years, 11 years. They've bought homes with these men, they've made children with these men, and these men will literally not propose. And that's because for the woman, this is her final relationship. This is it. That's how she bonds. That's how she looks at commitment in dating. But the man looks at commitment very, very differently. He looks at commitment as that point where he's going to put a ring on the table and say, you're the one for me, not just for now, but forever, right? And so many, many, many men, of course, we can never generalize and say this is the truth of the humanity, but many, many, many men, majority of men are usually test driving women inside committed relationships. And if they're not sure this is her partner, they could still carry on with the relationship forever, but they won't propose and they won't marry. And one fine day when like things get to a head, they might break up with the woman in question and then just meet another woman for whom from day one they know this is going to be the person they are going to be with. She may not even be girlfriend, she may not be the woman that he will make his girlfriend. He will literally date her and propose to her and give her the ring. Now this happened for me, and this story has been picked up by Time Magazine, Huffington Post, Business Insider. I've been on national and international TV in the United States, in UK, in Australia. So much media attention to my personal story of rotational dating all the way to the ring, because I understood that as a woman, I did not have to spend years being test driven by a man. I could just date a man the way a man dates me and test drive him and evaluate him. And if there comes a point where both of us know we're the one for each other, then he can give me the ring. We don't have to do the whole girlfriend thing. That's exactly what happened with my husband, Chris. He proposed to me within 9 months, and that's a story for another day. But it's inspiring to see, what kind of shift and speed you can make in your love life when you understand how men and women are bonding so differently in dating. And men are literally not bonding through an exclusive commitment relationship. Men are bonding when they decide to put a ring on the finger. And so as a woman, you get to know this difference, and you really get to understand, that even though you may choose to be in a committed exclusive relationship, there's nothing wrong with it. I think what's important through this message is to understand he may still be test driving you. And so managing your level of emotional investment in the relationship is going to be in your massive favor. So this is step number 6 of the Wunder Soulmate Attraction method. And inside Leap Into Love, I speak about so many more differences between men and women, and how men and women bond differently, how you bond through, as I said, words, he bonds through actions, you bond through sex, he bonds through emotional connection, you bond when you say yes to exclusivity, he is still test driving you, and he bonds when he gives you that ring. So go click the link below or in the video description above and check out my Leap Into Love program. And if it calls you, it is one of my most amazing products to help single women go from single, frustrated, defeated in love to adored in record time. And I cannot wait to share the entire 6-step Wunder Soulmate Attraction process with you inside the program that has led to hundreds and hundreds of my clients attract empowered masculine men and give their love lives a complete makeover. If you have any questions about the program, do not hesitate to write me an email at support@samiwunder.com. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a like, leave me a comment in the comment section. I love connecting with you, and hit subscribe so that you don't miss a single video Sami is sending your way to help you have an amazing, empowered relationship in record time.